Good to have you back here, SGL, for another night of doubleheader action. It's the only Mazar, and just like yesterday, chat, we are kicking off with a Champ League matchup, which you can see right here, right now, between Steel Army of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds versus Axe and Rose of the Portland Timbers. After that, we'll have a bit of a lengthy break, and after that break, we are going to return with our Premier League matchup, Timbers Army versus El Matador, in 2 hours time. I assure you guys, you do not want to miss that as well. Right, for those of you in chat right now, how are y'all doing? We are going to be kicking off with this matchup very soon. Also, before I forget, let me put the second match timing in a message and pin it, so that everyone else who comes in is aware. All right, there you go. Cool. So whoever comes in will be aware of that. So what that means is when this match ends, we have the interviews. If we do, we're going to take a bit of a break, and then after that break, we're going to come back and kick off Timbers Army versus El Matador. So don't go anywhere when this match ends. Stick around with us for a bit, and we'll be right back. But for now, let us get started with Steel Army versus Axe and Rose. Let's dive into these two teams. And in all honesty, on paper, you could not have asked for a matchup with such a clear favorite. I mean, maybe if Los Verdes was playing, it would have been more obvious, but even now, when you take a look at these two sides, I mean, Steel Army is going to be a clear favorite no matter what. Their only loss came against the Rebellion, who are the only undefeated team in all of SGL in both divisions. And, you know, besides that, they have been pretty much unstoppable. They have been incredible at getting their goals. They take a ton of shots on net. They're very difficult to stop. That's why that matchup against the Rebellion was so critical for them. With that said, Axe and Rose is pretty good in taking their chances as well. Their shot percentage close to Steel Army's right here, 38.10% versus 40.32% of Steel Army. The only problem is they don't take as many shots, and as a result, they don't have as many goals. What you can see right here as well is Steel Army is incredible with their assists, and because they're such an attacking side, they do have to defend quite a bit, and because of that, their save totals are also high up. With that said, it doesn't mean they concede as much, because defensively they're very good, and their rotations are very good at the back as well. I mean, no matter what, they always have one player filling up at the back, slowing things down, bringing their teammates back. And when they are pinned back, they're very, very good at defending their backboards. They're very good at defending on the goal line as well. And they do a good job of making sure that no one gets an easy shot either in front of the net or from an angle. So for Axe and Rose, this is going to be a very difficult test, chat. Incredibly difficult. With that said, they have been getting better and better. They finally won a matchup this season, their first win after making their first ever appearance in SGL in Season 9 last season. That victory did come over Los Verdes. With that said, they've had a couple of good matchups against some other sides around them in the table, most notably EC Eternal. They've even had a decent performance against, if I'm not mistaken, EC Defiance, but let me just check and make sure that I'm not mistaken. Alright, so I do have to make a slight correction. Let me just check the schedule real quick to see what's going on. Ah, yes, yep. Axe and Rose is the home team, not Steel Army. My fault, chat. Sorry about that. So, it's a good thing I'm in here, because as you can see, there is a bit of a gap between Axe and Rose versus Steel Army and Timbers Army versus El Matador. Both matches are happening tonight, but as you can see, it's a 2-hour gap. So once the first match ends, we'll be talking a little bit about Timbers Army versus EM, setting the setting that up, you know, making sure everyone's aware of what's going to go on, and then we'll take a bit of a break. After that break, we'll jump right in and get started with Timber's Army versus El Matador. Okay, if I'm quiet, it's because I'm trying to set up the lobby again and make sure everything's ready to go. We are going to kick off very soon. So just bear with me for a second as we get all of that sorted out. All right, so we are now having teams join in. And whilst we wait for both teams to join in, I think it's a good idea to preview Axe and Rose. Because, you know, they're still not necessarily up there, but they are kind of starting to get better and look better. The main player to highlight, of course, is AGD Delight. He's been there for a while. Starting off with Timber's Army, teaming up with Rydog, Nelly, and Piglet, with Canty making a few appearances here and there. Speaking of Canty, of course, he comes back into SGL after taking a season hiatus, joining Axe and Rose with AGD Delight. With that said, his teammates have stepped up and have started to become more involved too. Darkshade becoming more prolific in front of the net. Hamburger Herder being a more all-rounded threat and great support to everyone. And then Borf coming in and providing the X factor. You know, just making a difference wherever he can, especially defensively. And of course, I mean, we don't need to talk much about Steel Army. You know who they are. You know how good they've been. Bear Blitz having a phenomenal season. Just all-around attacking threat. Raisin Boy coming in, providing a lot of goals. Also doing his job defensively. And especially in the assists. And then you have Debit, the main man, getting all the goals whenever he can. But, you know, despite him being the main sharpshooter, it is Bear Blitz leading the way with 25 goals in 16 games. So we are just about ready to go now. Just waiting for both sides to join. And whilst we wait for both teams to join, chat, good to see you guys get active. I see the Steel Army cohort have made their appearance known. Razor Boy coming in, starting off saying, good morning, forget about us. Let's talk about the finals, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We will in a bit, but here we go. Axe and Rose, Steel Army, kicking us off in Manfield. Just like that, as you can see, Debit with a fast start, angled shot towards the far post, but the ball just curled off target. Axe and Rose electing to sit back and absorb pressure, and now they're going on to counter with the Dark Shade. Cross into the middle, not too bad as well, but no one really attacking the net. Canty doing a good enough job with his patient approach. Doesn't get a powerful enough shot, though, with his dominance. And now the whole team needs to go back. HD Delight, though, doing a much better job, providing that early pressure. Bounce off the backboard, ball in the middle. But his teammates, Dark Shade and Canty, choose to sit back. And when you get a chance as good as that against a team like Steel Army, surely you don't hang back like that. You have to go in and see if you can test the Steel Army backline. A nice demo too, but Canty had to do it all on his own. And that allows the Steel Army to regroup. And now they're trying to come forward, but Canty once again trying to go fast. Debit pops it up, but Dark Shade meets him in the midfield. Darkshade gonna get a second touch on the ball, gets demoed first trouble. Steel Army starting slow. You'd think this is Axe and Rose's best opportunity to get the first goal. Ganti off the angle, Raisin Boy cuts him off immediately, and Debit clears it out. It's not too often you see Steel Army play this slowly and conservatively, but Bear Blitz coming in right there, off the backboard. Debit gets the time to get a shot, and you know what? After all the attacks that they've dealt with, Steel Army get their first good-looking goal, and they get the lead, 1-0. Red 4, good to see you. I notice you're not starting this game, but I'm sure you're going to make an appearance tonight, right? And I think we might say the same about Axe and Rose, because they have done a good job of rotating their team as well this season. After that goal, Steel Army have taken a good amount of control. And Axe and Rose, you know, try as they might, they just don't seem willing enough to take a chance and get in front of that Steel Army goal and get a shot in. And that allows Steel Army to come up. Ball loose off the backboard. Bear just couldn't get high enough. Bails out at the end. Raisin Boy taking the shot. Debit recycles in the midfield. Beats one off the backboard. Bounce. And that demo on Bear Blitz was clutch. Prevents them from dealing with what could have been the second goal against them. And now Axe and Rose kickstart the counter. Canty off the corner. In front of the net, Raisin Boy clears it out to Darkshade, who pops it to the other side. AG Delight turning back, waiting, getting the 50 off of Debit, and now the ball's loose. Well done by Delight. They have gone better on these little things, chat. The challenges, the engagements in the midfield, getting more consistent hits on the ball, even if they're not accurate enough. However, this Steel Army side, they're just mechanically at a different level. Way faster, way more cohesive. These guys have been playing together for a while. Meanwhile, in Axe and Rose, for a bunch of these guys, it's the second season together. Then you have Canty playing for the first time with this group as well. With that said, though, they have looked way better. And despite being behind, they have not looked too bad, especially defensively. Doing a good job of stopping Steel Army from creating a good chance. And now that 50 might be going into the net. And oh my goodness, just like that, a goddamn Delight serves an absolute feast for the Portland Timbers boys with that insane 50. Bear Blitz had to challenge. Raisin Boy Debit high up in the midfield, caught off guard. And with 1 minute 44 seconds to go, it is tied 1 apiece. And can we see a second for Axe and Rose? Ooh, Darkshade just couldn't make it. Canty had to bail out as well. And Delight takes charge. Really, Delight has done a good job of making sure to be involved in all of this, and he's been the centerpiece of the side. But let's not forget about Canty doing a good job of orchestrating a bunch of these attacks himself as well. And now Darkshade might be able to have a role to play. Just couldn't get up quickly enough and had to leave the ball. Now Canty has to deal with Bear. Does a good enough job. Demo by Raisin Boy on Delight, but no one is there to follow up. Debit taking a more conservative position in the midfield, and that allowed Axe and Rose to come up for 1 second, but they're sitting back as well, just determined not to concede a second. But that does invite these Steel Army players forward. A lot of time still for Bear to get a 50, but once again, great job by those boys in green. Canty doing a good enough job to force the ball into the orange half, and that gives them some respite. But Debit beats one off the backboard. Surely there'll be a follow-up. Surely someone's going to hit the ball. No, they don't. And that gives Axe and Rose time to get back, but it's not over yet. Debit bails out. And again, both Bear Blitz and Raisin Boy choosing to wait in the midfield with less than 30 seconds to go. Darkshade towards the middle. Delight going for that. Misses. Darkshade does a good job of follow-up. Now Canty comes up, keeps up the pressure. Ball lofted high up in the orange half. Bear Blitz gets a touch away from the danger towards the corner. Second touch away. 1 second in. Ball's going to go onto the floor. And chat, we have overtime between Axe and Rose and Steel Army. We saw it happen last season in the championship when Steel Army faced off against EM Big Dogs. They were upset with an insane result. Might we see the same right here between Axe and Rose and Steel Army? We shall see. Bit of a mix-up here between Darkshade and Canty, but they get away with it. Bearblitz just unable to get that on target. Second attempt. Ooh, Raisin Boy, I guess he side flipped unintentionally, and now the ball's going into the other end. Raisin Boy gets down for its trouble. Darkshade near post shot. Well positioned Bearblitz to see that off. And again, Devitt sitting back on the net. Gets a big booming clearance. Might even be able to get a shot right there. He does, but the ball curls away towards the opposite corner. Good bump by Delight, getting Bearblitz out of the play. Canty now settling into the middle. Oh no! Oh, but AJD Delight was there to see it off. Well launched, well able to deal with that. Canty trying to keep himself close, but that was a bit too loose of a touch. Devitt getting a shot off. Speaking of Devitt, he tried to get one off again. Now Bearblitz at the back, kicking off an attack. Gets the touch past AJD Delight. Cannot get it past Darkshade. These boys in green have been terrific with their rotations. Portland Timbers fans, those of you who are watching right here, you guys must be enjoying the show right now. These boys are keeping it close against Steel Army, despite their efforts. Bearblitz coming in at the very end, though. And after 1 minute 38 seconds of overtime, Steel Army huffed and puffed and brought down the house in the blue end. Steel Army take this game 2-1. Tag Pillow, good to see you. I haven't seen you too often in chat, but I have been seeing you from time to time. I'm guessing you're here for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds boys, right? Whilst you wait for that, what an incredible game one. I honestly thought Axe and Rose might have had it, but Steel Army, they find a way out of it. And who knows? Maybe this was Axe and Rose's best opportunity. But with that said, both teams might rotate. We'll see. As you can see right here, Raisin Boy not having his best game. Looked a little rusty. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets subbed off. Bearblitz, though, making the difference in the end. He had an open net miss in regulation time, but in overtime he came up, got the winning goal, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. When you get your shot, you have to make it count, and he did so. Meanwhile, in the Axe and Rose at Canty with 48 touches, being heavily involved. That's why you got to pay attention to him. He is one of the key players for this Axe and Rose side, and I'm glad to see him come back and get involved with them this season. AJD Delight still being heavily involved, though, getting 2 key saves out, and also contributing quite a bit to some good attacks, and especially the 50s in the midfield. Just at the end of the day, when they had that chance to go for a shot, they just couldn't take it. And that's the game for you. You have to take a chance, and if you do, you can get there. And we get started with game 2 right here. Both teams are in. No subs for Axe and Rose. Steel Army, though, bringing red for Raisin Boy. And we have the trio of brothers together in this game 2. Here we go. Red 4 with 0 boost. Try to get the first goal. But right on cue, Axe and Rose are back there to deal with it. Bounce it from the middle. Canty does a good enough job getting a touch right there. A good number of players might not feel comfortable getting a touch in front of the net like that, but you need some confidence to bounce it off of your car above the backboard. And speaking of bounces, Devitt gets the lead after an incredible challenge right there by Red 4. And his shot luckily goes off of that bottom left corner. It rolls into the net. And within 29 seconds, Steel Army lead 1-0 in game 2. And this is not what you want if you are an Axe and Rose player. Once again, this could be going from bad to worse. But the lucky ricochets come to the aid of Axe and Rose. That shot barely off target. Still 1-0 now. At least the ball's in the orange half, but not for much longer. Devitt 50 again. And the ball's out in the blue half. Shot towards the open net. Bearblitz gets himself on the score sheet this time. We already saw Red 4 assist Devitt, and now Devitt passes on the ball to Bearblitz. And now every player in Steel Army already has a goal contribution. And it is 2-0, just like that. Shay Bob, good to see you. Yeah, I'm glad we're having more of these double headers. With that said, this one will have a bit of a lengthier break. It won't be that we'll be going right into the second match after this. We will be taking a bit of an extended break, but we will be filling the gap in between. And you'll see in a bit. Speaking of gap, though, Steel Army widening the gap between them and Axe and Rose. 2-0 up. Could they be getting a third right here? Canty with his fortuitous backflip gets the save, but not for long. Bear Blitz to the midfield to Darkshade, shot over the backboard. No follow-up. AJD Delight was a bit too late. Canty, though, doing a good job of making sure that Steel Army don't get an easy look. And he beats one towards the orange end. 50 on the corner. Redford does enough to see it out. Nice touch right there by Delight, but he just couldn't get to the ball again. And now Redford clears it to the other end. Nice demo by Debit. Bear Blitz couldn't get the second touch. I don't think that ball was bouncing off the backboard as he intended. Now Debit follows it up. Bit too much time given to Steel Army to get themselves back into this. And they have a lot of boost. They have field control. And can they get the third goal? We shall see. Redford caught off guard a bit. Bear Blitz, though, making sure to make Axe and Rose's life as difficult as possible. Oh, no. If you're Axe and Rose, you do not want a gifted opportunity like that. Darkshade going over the ball, missing it completely. And if... Oh, you hate to see it. If you're a player who has made a mistake like that, you so badly want to see time rewind and not have to deal with that again. Oh, what a way to concede. Debit gets his second, though. He's on a hat trick. Steel Army up 3-0 in this game, too. And really, you think the momentum is on their side. Unless... No, they couldn't. Not at this stage. It was close, though. Axe and Rose have done a decent job of keeping up some sort of pressure on the orange team. Steel Army, though, look at how they can bring the ball out comfortably. Bear Blitz getting 4 touches, setting it up for Debit, who could not get it on target. Debit now... Oh, I thought he'd be able to get a more powerful shot, but he gets 2 touches across the net. Canty lets it go for Delight. Good job right there. Nice touch by Delight as well into the midfield. Darkshade waiting for it. Plays it to the corner. Delight and Darkshade kind of mixed up, but at least the pass gets out. Canty, though, overcommits. Oh, no. Pops it up to Bear. And Delight gets a good save out. Debit keeps it going. Redford, though, chooses to sit back, knowing that his team's 3-0 up and they're looking comfortable. A whip over there, though, is not good, but Debit, once again, at the backboard, able to see it off. 50 by Debit. Catches Bear Blitz off guard. Ball's loose in the midfield now. And in all of these instances where the ball tends to be a bit loose, you just see Axe and Rose try. They try to create a good opportunity, but either they don't get on the end of their chances, or when they do eventually create an opportunity, Steel Army's already back there ready to go. And that's the difference. Like, when you're a higher level player in general, you're able to recover more quickly. You're able to deal with different kinds of attacks through various situations. If you're on the backboard, you can jump up and hit the ball. Unlike, well, Darkshade, I guess. But when you get mechanically better, when you improve individually, you're able to deal with more situations with relative comfort. And you're seeing this with Steel Army right now. Nice pass off the backboard. Canty trying to get a quick shot, just couldn't dodge the ball towards... Sorry, couldn't dodge towards the ball with his dominus. Still does a decent job defensively, though. For the most part, you know, Axe and Rose haven't been terrible. They just couldn't get on the end of the ball, missing a few hits here and there. And with that said, they had an opportunity right there. Shot off target, unfortunately for them. And looks like this game 2 is going to end 3-0. Game 1 really close. Game 2 not so much. Oh, Steel Army might be looking for a 4th, and they do. Bear Blitz gets back into the goal action. Gets his second right there. Pass by Bear Blitz. Sorry, pass by Debit to Bear Blitz. This game 2 ends 4-0. And after a 2-1 victory by Steel Army, I thought this might get, you know, a little bit hairy for them. But Steel Army come out comfortable winners. And now they're on match point. For Axe and Rose, they had that chance in game 1. Game 2 slipped away from them. Let's hope they are not too downtrodden after this. So, for those of you who are here, I'm curious, what do you guys think of Axe and Rose's performance so far? For me, personally, despite the results, I'd say they're playing way better. They look way more cohesive. Their rotations are much better. The only difference is they're just not as quick to get to the ball. They're not as mechanical as the opposition. So, when they get into those awkward positions where they need to get a quick shot off, you know, they tend to miss the ball. But other than that, they haven't done too badly. Defensively, they've done very well. Their rotations have been good at the back. They've been challenging Steel Army with some good 50s. You know, they've made it a bit difficult for them, but when they do stretch and commit, they kind of get caught off guard, and I guess that's the difference at the end of the day. If you're not able to match the pace, when you try to do so, you get caught in no man's land, and before you know it, there's an open net, or you whiff and the net's open, or you're trying to reach for something difficult and they beat you to it and the ball goes into the back of the net. Devin providing his own insight, his player POV. Axe and Rose are playing well from a player POV, getting way more bumps and rotation disruptors. Absolutely agreed, and that's where they have definitely improved. They know they can't match you guys for skill, so they're going to make your life as difficult as possible. The only difference, though, is they just need to take their chances. If they can take their chances, they're well set. If not, well, you see what you're getting. All right, everyone's in. We are gonna get started very soon. All right, game 3 is gonna kick off very soon now. Steel Army on match point after a comfortable 4-0 win. Here we go in DFH Stadium with Shogun kicking us off. Axe and Rose trying to get an early goal, but just like that, Red 4 brings it forward. No debit for Steel Army this time. Raisin Boy comes in and takes his place, and we have a substitution on Axe and Rose as well. Borf coming in and taking Darkshade's place. AGD Delight off the back. Oh, Canty tried to finish it to the near post, just could not get it on target. And that's the thing, we've seen such good moments from this Axe and Rose side. They're able to create good chances. Those are the sort of passes you want to play. You don't want to keep it too close to the orange goal. You want to play it off so that it comes towards the player coming up from the midfield. They've done a good job with creating those kind of chances, but when it comes to shots on net, they've not had clear enough looks. They haven't had good enough shots. Steel Army, though, they've had their work cut out. They try to create chances on their end. You see, once again, good positioning from these Axe and Rose boys. Good defensive plays, meeting the ball and clearing it away with solid challenges and 50s as well. And nice touch right there, too. When they have to go and slow down, they do. They don't just rush the ball and boom it away. They fake out the opposition, and they make sure that they can get the ball out with a dribble. I like the fact that they've grown to that point where they can now, advance the ball out without having to boom it away. And that way, they're able to create better chances. With that said, though, they still need to clean up their game a bit. Now the ball's loose. Nice pass towards Canty, who clears it away. And Red 4 now brings it to the left flank. Borf, though, clears it out. Well done, but his teammates do not have much boost yet. AG Delight coming up. I think he tried to get a shot, but he just couldn't get a good enough placement. Gets it off the backboard. Tries to get a second one off the backboard to no avail. Canty still has enough boost. Just couldn't meet it. AG Delight, though, back right on time. Meets Raisin Boy's shot, and that's the difference between Axe and Rose this season and Axe and Rose last season. Last season, that would have been an open net. No one would have been back there. But Delight did a good job getting back and rotating accordingly. And now they're much better set at dealing with these situations. Ooh, a good pass attempt right there by Bear, but Red 4 choosing to go back instead. Nice demo though by Raisin Boy on Delight. Means he's able to bring the ball forward. Ball's loose in the midfield. Delight misses. Just didn't have enough boost to get the contact. Canty tried to do whatever he could to get the ball away from the blue goal. Now, Bear Blitz tried to go for an audacious double. Just couldn't get it on target. And Axe and Rose could breathe a sigh of relief. They've dealt with a few dangerous looks in front of their net, but this Steel Army side have just not been as clinical as they can be. And might Axe and Rose be able to get one game off the Steel Army here? We thought game one was the best opportunity. This might be it for them. Nice setup there by Canty. Ball's loose in the middle. No one really going for it. And their wires cross. Unfortunate for them. You hate to see that, chat. Both Borf and Canty trying to go for the ball. I think they were waiting for that third to come up and take over, but no one really did so. It's fine though, because Canty still gets it out, and Borf and Delight do have enough boost to try and see if they can get a shot on goal. Razor Boy gets the boost off the corner, a miss from Delight, and now he has a shot on net. Beats Canty off of the post. Oh my goodness. We're going to be entering the 60 seconds very soon, and Axe and Rose are very lucky to be still tied at 0-0. Not for long, though. We enter the final minute, and Bear Blitz makes his presence felt. 1-0 to Steel Army, and what a perfect time for that first goal, too. Tank Pillow, I see your message. Got some good insight in there. He says, from a collegiate player perspective, Axe and Rose needs to tighten up on rotation, and they need to play for each other, touches where their teammates can get to it. I agree, and they have been doing that. They absolutely have. It's just there have been certain moments where they've been a bit too conservative, like in game one, or in game two, they pushed up a bit too high, and they kind of get caught off guard. I think they've still shown a bunch of moments where they've had a good bit of balance in their positioning, and they spread themselves out pretty well. Like, look at this right here. Good pass out to Delight. He just couldn't get to the ball quickly enough because Steel Army read that, but still, you wouldn't have seen that last season from them. So they have definitely gotten better. It's just when they face a side like Steel Army, you know, still got a bit of a ways to go. Nice ceiling challenge attempt by Delight, just couldn't get to the ball. And it's that sort of confidence that you want to see. Off the backboard, Delight had no choice but to come up. His team was down 1-0. He had to go for it. That leaves an open net for Bear. And with 3 seconds remaining, this might be the dagger on Axe and Rose's back. Game, set, and match. I think Steel Army have done it. They have gone a sweep over Axe and Rose. Now we're just waiting for the ball to touch the ground. Maybe... Yep, I think it's going to happen sooner than later. Nice clearance there by Red 4. And there you go. Steel Army with a not so surprising result. Finishing off 3-0 winners in this matchup. 2-0 in game 3. GG's to both sides. Yeah, this Axe and Rose side legit has gotten better. They have a way better understanding of the game, you know, than they showed last season. Rotations are way better. They're passing to each other, and it's not just like, you know, clearances to areas where their teammates might be. They're actually directing passes to their teammates, and that is really good to see. If you could develop a passing game this early on, you're going to be set for a long time. It's just with this Steel Army team, they've been there and done that. They've been around since season 1, chat. So these guys, you know, they started off at a similar level to Axe and Rose, you know, in the gold or silver level, working their way up. And this is what you see now. This is the result of all of that work that they put into the game, all those seasons they played in SGL. Axe and Rose, let me tell you guys, this Axe and Rose team has been developing at a faster rate than Steel Army has. I can tell you that. I think Steel Army will tell you that as well. Yeah, Devin, yeah, you make a good point. Tank, you said you're a collegiate player. Which college do you play for? And whilst you wait for that answer to come through, I will say props to Axe and Rose. They have looked good. They just haven't been able to get a goal in this game, unfortunately for them. But they have created a good number of chances. Their passing has become way better. Their rotations are very good too. They just need to improve their overall game individually, and they'll get up there. Edinburgh University, okay. I dig it, Tank. Heck yeah, man. We had a match yesterday, we lost, but we have a match next weekend for third place, says Tank Pillow. Okay. Is that in your... Is that like for a locality, like for a smaller tournament, or is this a bigger tournament that you got involved in? For NECC. Okay, gotcha. NECC is a National Esports Collegiate Conference, by the way. Yeah, good luck to you, Tank. Hopefully you can get that third place. But chat, before we move on to previewing the next matchup, we will be having a couple of interviews. Yes, you heard that right. A couple of interviews. We're going to kick it off with a Steel Army interview as we wait for this player to join. While we're still waiting, just as a heads up for those of you who may have joined recently or who might be watching this VOD on Twitch later or on YouTube potentially. Actually, no, on YouTube we might cut this part off, but if you're watching on Twitch, just as a heads up, there will be a bit of a delay between this matchup and the next one. The next match kicks off at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. So after these interviews and the preview for the next match, we'll be taking a break and we will be moving on after that to the next matchup. But for now, we have the Steel Army ready to go. Debit, welcome on in. How are you doing tonight?
Bro, I'm chilling. It's a good result tonight. Had a lot of things happen these past couple weeks, so to just get a good result here going into the weekend, that's all I could ever ask for.
Absolutely, and I can hear it in your voice too. You sound overjoyed. We will be talking about why in a little bit, but for now, let's focus on this matchup real quick. I mean, on paper, it was pretty straightforward, but on there, it looked anything but. These guys were giving you a hard time. What do you think was the real difference at the end of the day between your team and theirs, from your perspective?
Actually a pretty good question because for the most part we've been able to abuse some of the regular strats that can happen with playing like ranked Rocket League in a lot of ways for this one. But I think we got to a point where we just kind of had a bit more passing back and forth to each other. There's kind of like that sixth sense where you can kind of pick out, yeah, I think I got somebody over.
Uh-oh.
For that.
I gotta interrupt you. You are cutting off right now, Debit. I don't know if it's your internet or something going on with your Discord app, but we are not able to hear you right now.
Wait, am I good now?
Okay, you just got better, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure nothing comes near that cable over there, because I saw my Discord flicker in and out.
Uh-oh. Well, you were talking about rank strats and abusing, what was it, rank strats? No, that can't be right? Is that what you said?
Just kind of playing how you would play in ranked.
Okay, not abusing in that sense then. Yeah, just playing, treating it like a ranked game. Okay, yeah, carry on.
Yep, and I think even that, like, there comes a point where with our team we just kind of stray away from that like ranked kind of gameplay where you don't bumble around as much. Like we actually start finding each other a lot more in passing. Because we're kind of just ready to throw it out there, and most of the time one of us is there on the other end of it. It's kind of crazy how much chemistry can develop over this many seasons together, to the point where you're just like, yeah, I think they're there. It should work.
Absolutely, and I was kind of expecting that in game one as well, but there are several moments where, you played a pass off the backboard and you tried to set someone up and both of your teammates were in the midfield, and I was like, what the heck is going on? This seems so unlike Steel Army. So was that just you and your teammates trying to settle in and get used to the game?
A little bit of that. Axe and Rose did put up a good defensive posture, so I'm gonna throw a shout to them for that one as well. They didn't make life as easy in their defensive half. They were making sure they get the boost pickups, which really helped them out. So it caused most of our rotations to start going back quicker, rather than making those rotations out that could potentially get a bump on them. So that's kind of what led to a bit more of like that passiveness whenever it came to some of the offensive attacks. But at the same time, like, it didn't deter us in totality.
Yeah, and I could see that in the gameplay as well, because you guys got into it, and that game two was immense. I mean, you guys scored four goals without reply. In that game one, you have to deal with the overtime. Axel Rose only got one goal in, but that goal still, set you guys back a bit. But that game two was when you and Bear Blitz in particular were just flourishing. Speaking of Bear Blitz, he is having an incredible season all around. I mean, he talked about, not really willing to get goals last season. This season, he's pretty much going to be top of the charts alongside Shorts and Polar. Do you see him being an MVP candidate for this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think even last season, I know he said he didn't want to get goals, but he fired probably about 50 shots off the crossbar alone. So if, probably at least like half those go in, we're looking at a whole new goal tally. Can maybe take some off my end and maybe goes toward his end. Yeah, I think he always gets a shout for MVP. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
So with him playing the way he does, how much does that, like, how much do the rest of you guys enjoy your own gameplay when you see him, getting on the end of goals and actually scoring them more consistently?
It allows a lot more freedom, because I think we learn at the early ranks that a lot of times it's hard to trust your teammates because you need one touch to happen, and sometimes it doesn't have to be the best, but sometimes they'll just straight up miss or not even be able to follow up the next touch, or even finding a guy downfield, it just doesn't work out. They just get the one hit and then boom, they're done. I know Tank Pill, I mentioned it earlier, but it's one of those moments where, yeah, like whenever you just develop enough, you can kind of see like where things work out for you as an individual and things where you work out better in a team setting. And I think we've gotten to that flow state point where if we, build up the strengths that we have, especially whenever it comes to the individual stuff, we kind of just don't get in each other's way, and it just looks good at that point. And I think that's become primarily what just sort of helps us be at ease, and therefore that's where you see the better play just come out.
Right, but that doesn't just happen out of nothing. You guys have to play together for a while to get used to each other, and make sure you know what your teammates are going to do so that you don't step on their toes, right? So it took a while before you got to this point. I think you mentioned this as well, no?
Yeah. It's definitely something that you got to build up over time, because ultimately it is a comfort factor that you build up toward. It doesn't even have to be. It could be like pretty much in anything. You could either, you don't have to make the immediate defensive rotation back. You can hang up just a little bit more. It's stuff like that where you can start making a couple little challenges that look a little off, that even like, yeah, your teammates are going to be there for you. Or I see my teammate down there, they got enough boost. Yeah, no, they got this. They're able to score the goal as well. I don't have to overcommit just to make something happen.
Absolutely. There you go. Now, I do want to focus on the other thing you hinted at, and as well as Raisin Boy earlier. All right. Because, Supporters Gaming League, we're all soccer fans, so we are still involved in supporting our soccer teams, even amidst all these SGL, games that happen. And you have been particularly busy, Devin, because you've been going out to a bunch of different Pittsburgh Riverhounds games for the USL playoffs. Tell Chad a bit more about how that has gone for you, because you've had a wild ride, haven't you?
A wild ride that we haven't experienced like ever. Chad, this is the first time ever fighting for a championship right now. It's a weird feeling because the other teams around you, I mean, not in my lifetime of being a Pirates fan, but Steelers and Penguins have been around, won championships. This team has not gotten past the second round. And now to actually see it happen and see all the work come together with either Tifo or like side capoing, like Raisin was doing part of that during the conference finals, trying to get one of the other sections into it. Like Bear and Red have been with me in the section, chanting and being together. Like it's just all sort of culminated into that like one scene from SpongeBob where Plankton goes, "I don't know, I never really thought I'd get this far," and that's kind of where we're at, where we just keep kind of stumbling in on stuff, and it's just been a wild ride and one that I will treasure for a long time, and that's what I hope this final step, this final hunt, just ends with us on top.
And this is going to be a memorable final for you guys for sure, because you guys are going to be going on the road. So tell us about your preparation there.
Trying to find a bus company to drive 30 plus people out to Tulsa, Oklahoma is not an easy feat. Whoever may organize that, give them whatever props you can. It's mostly just a group effort at the end of the day. There was a lot of people on the other end trying to find stuff to work out, as well as like trying to secure tickets for stuff for a ticketing office that is kind of new to doing a lot of the other stuff. So it's been a lot of dealing with adversity in some aspects, but ultimately it's been a part of experience that I can't trade in for anything. If it meant getting more people down to Tulsa, or getting more people involved, or seeing more of the broader community, people that are more dedicated toward the other sports start talking about us, that work of Tifo chanting, smoke bombs, whatever. However it came to be, it's just all worth it. So if you ever have the opportunity to do this kind of thing, to organize or help out, or like my team is no strangers to this all, and still a person you don't even see too much in the league anymore. He is doing an incredible amount of work behind the scenes as well, helping us get prepared for this all. I can't wait to join them all and get going on this absolute wild ride. I hope if your guys' teams have not been to a championship, I hope it happens for you soon, because this is just an insane run that I hope never ends.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? I hope you guys enjoy the experience no matter what. Treasure this, because even if you don't win, you guys have gone this far and you've had an incredible journey. I mean, you guys made some awesome tifos. You guys have unleashed your passion to a team that has responded to it, perfectly. Just seeing how many people have been coming in, getting involved is incredible. And as you said, anyone can go in and get started. Nothing holds you back, Nothing should hold people back from being like, I don't know, maybe this is not for me. It is for everyone, isn't it? I mean, you were not heavily involved in this a while back, right? And now you're there capoing. We see Raisin Boy, who's also capoed for them, for Steel Army. And you guys have been involved in now making tifos and are now going to be going to what is probably going to be your biggest away trip. So...
Ever?
Yeah, seriously. And hey, you know what? I hope you guys get that championship, because it'll be awesome. It'll be incredible to see you guys enjoy that experience. And I always wanted, the city of Pittsburgh to like get some success on the soccer side, because they're not as big as Philly is, even though Philly play out in Harrisburg of all places. But, you know, I want to see Pittsburgh get some success and grow the sport more in this part of the world.
100%. A lot of people that throw shade to soccer in the city, whether it be the sport itself or saying that it's not major leagues. It is professional sports here in Pittsburgh. Come celebrate, come cheer with us. That don't stop anybody.
Absolutely. And on that note, do you have anything else you want to say about that or anything else? The floor is yours, Debit. Go for it.
Just final shout outs. Final shout outs to the boys. Red, Bear, Raisin, Sil, I'm including you too. Wild ride this playoffs. I know all of you aren't coming down to Tulsa, but I can't wait to spend the weekend traveling, just making memories out of this trip, no matter what happens. Try to do the best for that. And then we'll have a delightful season afterward. And shouts to you running the stream, making sure we get the spotlight, showcasing a lot of, you know, either SGs or other fan groups that are out there here playing Rocket League. All just out here for a good time and good match at the end of the day. So shouts to you. And yeah, everybody watching, I'm segueing this into an advertisement. Make sure you're back here in an hour because you don't want to miss the next match. And shout out the Hounds. Let's go Hounds!
Absolutely. Hey, shout out USL. Shout out local football. You don't have to support a big team somewhere else in another part of the world to enjoy the sport. The local sport is still the sport. The same old beautiful game. If you go out there supporting your local team, I'm telling you, you'll have a freaking blast. Just ask Debit. He's having a great time. But thank you very much, Debit. I'm going to let you go now. Have a good night.
Of course.
And hopefully you guys get it this weekend.
I hope so, man. Hope so. All right, peace.
Peace. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I covered the Hounds because I know Razor Boy brought it up and I wanted to talk about this as well. It's just incredible to see, like, these guys aren't just seeing each other online. You know, they've come together for these Hounds games. They've come together for the setting up the TIFOs. They come together on match days and get involved, you know, in supporting their team. They're not just there sitting and spectating. They're absolutely there supporting the team. And it creates a special bond, you know, with not just fellow fans and each other, but also with the players on the field, the staff, the club. And for them, this has been an incredible journey for them all together. And we're going to be going into our second interview next with someone who's dealt with some of those experiences already. So let's welcome on in a goddamn delight of the Axe and Rose team that unfortunately got swept but did not deserve to get swept. Delight, I'm in full agreement with you. You guys didn't deserve to get swept, but I just want to know from your point of view, how come you guys couldn't get a game against the Steel Army team? Uh-oh. I forgot to bring him in. Sorry. Goddamn Delight. Good to see you over here. I asked my question to an empty room. I'm going to ask you the question.
I got bumped off at just the wrong time. My apologies.
Oh, is that what happened? Uh-oh. It's not the first time Discord does that. I don't know if what you caught of my question, but I'll just ask it again. You said that the team didn't deserve to get swept, and I fully agreed. From your point of view, what was the difference at the end of the day? What got Steel Army to the point where they could sweep you guys?
Oh, I have an answer to that, but very briefly before I do answer it, Debit and Steel Army, up the Hounds. We're rooting for you guys to win it all. Yeah, enough of this kumbaya stuff. I think the difference was we just lacked consistency and made mistakes, and good teams capitalize on mistakes, and that's exactly what happened.
And there are none better than Steel Army at doing so. They've come up at a time in SGL when back in the day for a team that wasn't as good, they had to bunker down and capitalize on the mistakes from the opposition. Steel Army has been one of those teams. They've developed that way. And that's why I guess they're so good at it. With that said, you guys have gone so much better. Like, I could see it in your gameplay. You guys don't boom the ball away at every opportunity. You guys actually patiently bring it out. You guys pass to each other with accuracy. It's not just, oh, let me hit it in this area and hope that my teammate makes it. You guys challenge the ball really well. You pin your opposition back. You guys have gotten better. So, what kind of work did you guys put in to get to this level?
Oh man, we're just trying to put in the reps together. 2 new players to SGL. We're on tonight's squad. Side note, I think if Hamburger Herder was in the squad tonight, that probably goes to game 5, and I'll let you guys on the podcast argue who wins game 5. But yeah, just really trying to put in the reps, trying to tighten up the rotations. They got loose at times, but we kept the pressure up at times. I'll be totally honest, like, I didn't expect to win this series, but I just wanted to make Steel Army work for it, and I feel like in 2 of the 3 matches, they really did have to work for it, and they had to get creative, and our defense was great, and our offense was lacking a bit, but yeah, I think we just need more consistency and more, keeping your head down and staying in the game for the entire game.
Absolutely, and I don't want to just keep talking about this matchup because I think, you've already gone through what you've gone through, and I don't want to just subject you to more of that. So, looking forward, I mean, you guys do have a solid foundation. You're there. You've already played in SGL for a while. You're showcasing your experience. Canty's there. He's brought your team up to another level. Borf has added depth. Like, he brings a different kind of X factor that, maybe Darkshade and Cubadubs wouldn't be able to offer. Of course, Hamburger Herder is still Hamburger Herder. I mean, he elevates your team to a whole new level with his bit of adventurousness and pace. With that said, are you guys still looking to bring in potentially new players to reinforce your team?
We are definitely wanting to add one more. Like, I think I said to somebody on the Timbers Army Premier League team, like, I would do unspeakable things to get one more, like, Diamond 3 / Champ 1 or 2 player in our squad, just to bring that consistency to the team. That being said, it's not always easy to find people. But we are looking, so if any fans of SGL and are fans of the Timbers, find us on Reddit, hit us up.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna take these questions in a bit of a different direction. Talk more about, you guys as Timbers fans, and I talked to Debit about, how the Hounds have been doing and what they've gone through. I mean, you've been there and done that, right? You've seen your team win 2 MLS Cups. That first one, though, is always the most memorable one, isn't it?
We've only won 1. We've been to 3, and we've only won 1 of them.
I thought you guys won. Oh, my mistake.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We should have won in 2021 against NYCFC.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, you guys probably should have won that, but NYC.
Steve Clark let the easiest goal of all time in his net, and we will never forgive him for that.
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, that, and the penalty shootout afterwards too. Oh frick! Oh god.
Yep, that was really rough. That was a cold, wet, disgusting day that I would do again in a heartbeat.
You know why I said you guys possibly won too? Because I was remembering that stupid 2020 MLS is back tournament. That's what I mixed up.
Oh yes, COVID Cup. We won COVID Cup.
Yeah.
Which no other team can say.
Yep. And, I completely forget about 2021 too. I mean, I think in terms of MLS Cups, that 2021 is the least memorable one. Maybe because NYCFC won it. I don't know. They just don't scream memorable to me. But going back to the original question, you guys won it in 2015. That first one was a big one. How memorable is that for you?
So, I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of the team yet in 2015.
Well, there you go.
It was really weird. So I actually, this is, I mean, I don't know how interesting this is. Maybe it's a little interesting. but I had just moved to Portland in August of 2015. I actually hated soccer at the time. I used to say all you need to do to play soccer is have a degree in drama. But being a new Portland resident, I found out that the soccer team was in the championship final, and I'm like, oh, I should probably go do this thing and be a part of my community. So I went to a bar downtown to watch it, and the 27-second goal scored by Diego Valeri was scored like as I was walking in the bar. So as I walk in, everybody cheers, and I'm just like, hey, everybody's really excited to see me. And then I fell in love with the supporters group and the culture first and the sport of soccer later. Oh yeah, like what does 2015 mean to me? It's somebody else's memory that I unfortunately don't have because I wasn't around early enough. But I'm longing for the day when I get to rejoice like all of those people did before I showed up.
Hey, I feel that, man. Sorry, I didn't know about that. That's on me, man. My bad. But
No, it's all good.
over the years, you've been involved in the scene for a while. How has that experience been for you throughout all these years? Do you still have a bit of camaraderie with some of the guys after all these years? Are some of them in SGL by any chance?
Absolutely. So all the people in SGL I did not know in real life before joining SGL, but we have garnered deep friendships since, and we always make a point to see each other before every match, whether that's getting a beer outside or in the stadium. All those guys are great. All the guys on the first team, Rye Dog and Piglet and Nelly and all them. It's such a good time just expanding the group of friends that I've met and haven't met through this league that is SGL. So I want to thank you guys, the admins, and everyone who puts this league on, because even when the results are bad, it's still a great time and the community is incredible.
Appreciate that, dude. Thank you for that. And I hope this keeps going, because for me, this is what got me into the whole SG scene. Before I was too shy to ask anyone, this was my icebreaker. Literally, SGL was my icebreaker. And now I'm heavily involved. It's great. It's absolutely great. And I wish more people could get involved in this as well. Who knows? Maybe in December, when the roster update window opens, we could probably see a few more new faces, and hope that they can get involved with us.
Yeah, would love to see more people join. Would love to see more teams join. I think I saw in a Twitch stream the other day, there was a Colorado person asking if they can get a team going, and hell yeah, we'd love to see every team represented in this league. Maybe the admins don't, because that's a lot of work for you guys. But
no, give us more. Let us have that extra work, please.
Yeah. But yeah, growing the base and getting more people involved is incredible. So yeah, absolutely.
I mean, at the end of the day, as a fan of the team, it's one thing, because you have to get up, take your long trip, make a whole day out of this and all. It's another thing when you're involved in an SG, because it's a lot of extra planning, prep work, setting up banners, and when you're in the stadium doing all that work as well, waving the flag, singing and chanting consistently, capoing if you're a capo too. So, I personally appreciate the work, because the work leads to bigger and better results at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to let you go now, but before I do, the floor is yours, Delight. I know it was a tough loss, but you still showed off and did well. So the floor is yours. Say what you need to say.
Shout out to my team, Darkshade, Borf, Canty. You guys played really, really well. We made Steel Army work for it. I said it at the beginning, but I'll say it again. Go Hounds. We're rooting for you guys. Hope you guys get to party and consume much alcohol in celebration of a Riverhounds win. Shout out to the TA first team, and good luck in your series. Are they playing El Matador tonight?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, good luck to you guys. Crush those FC Dallas fans, and yeah, everyone just have a great time.
There you go. Thank you very much, Delight. Fortunate not see your team not get a game win, but you guys keep at it. You guys will get more points and more wins, that's for sure. Take care.
Absolutely, we will. Thank you.
There you have it. Got a good story out there from Delight as well about how he got started in all of this. It's interesting to see how people, get involved. Some people, they love soccer from day one, but they're not into local football. They eventually find it. They're like, oh, this is awesome. Other guys, I guess, they're not into football at all. And then they get in like, wow, this is beautiful to see a group of people come together for this, for this team. And it's awesome. The community is incredible. And then they start to love and appreciate the sport. So, I guess what that means is, doesn't matter how you begin. When you're there, guess what? You will be welcomed in and you'll have a good time no matter what. We are back for our final matchup of the night, chat. For those of you who have stuck around, thank you very much for doing so. For those of you who are just coming on in, we are going to be kicking off Timbers Army versus El Matador very, very soon. Now, if you guys missed the first matchup, let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule to see real quick what happened earlier on. So, almost 2 hours ago, we had Axe and Rose versus Steel Army, our final match in the SGL Championship for this week. And Steel Army came out convincing 3-0 winners. Meanwhile, of course, in the premiere, Timbers Army versus El Matador is coming up next. We have KC Calder versus Frontera Chrome tomorrow. And then Sounders RC versus La Cinco Doce, which is yet to be scheduled, but possibly going to be scheduled on Sunday. As for the standings, you can see that the championship is developing into a 2-horse race. And you're starting to see like 3 to 4 tiers right there. The top 2, the middle 2, the remaining 2, and then I guess Los Verdes. Unfortunately for them, they are the worst team at this time. Meanwhile, in the Premier League, it's way, way closer. Frontera Chrome, 1 point behind Timbers Army because they lost 3-1 to La Cinco Doce last week. Timbers Army are now going to face El Matador. Timbers Army can extend their lead right here. With that said, they probably want to get a win to keep themselves at the top. El Matador have been getting back into title contention. Now, this table may show you right now that El Matador is above La Cinco Doce, but in fact, it is the other way around. It is La Cinco Doce over El Matador. At least that's how it should be. Because La Cinco Doce won their match against El Matador, so whilst everything is tied right here, they are ahead in the head-to-head. So for El Matador, this is a big match. If they can get the win over Timbers Army, that will be absolutely massive for them. Meanwhile, Emerald City RC, they already faced EM Dallaspur. That went 5 games, which is why after their victory, now they're tied on points with Frontera Chrome, but with 1 fewer win. All right. Speaking of Timbers Army versus El Matador, here's what they look like right now. That does not look right. Those Timbers Army standings do not make any sense because I'm sure they're not the 1 to 3 team. It's the other way around. Yeah, this looks off. Okay, let's see if we can get that fixed up. Sorry, bear with us for a sec, chat. All right, what does it look like right now? There you go. Now it's refreshed. Meanwhile, in chat, Skyline does it yet again. They're freaking dropping he's freaking dropping 100 bits. He's saying, try to get the lobby together. May need a few extra minutes. Here's some bits for your distress. Well, thanks for letting us know that you guys are going to be late. Good to know. Hopefully not too late. Because we are at the kickoff time. Six in chat saying, shade thrown at Timbers Army. Hey, look. That overlay needed to correct itself. And finally it has. So here's what they look like I mean, Timbers Army have had a really strong start after losing in 5 games to Frontera Chrome in week 1. They have yet to lose. They've had a really good season so far. Meanwhile, on the El Matador side, started off beating EM Dalsburg, but then they lost 2 games in the process, one of them against the same Frontera Chrome team. However, recently they've been coming back, beating KC Cauldron and Emerald City RC in the league as well as in the cup. So for them, they might be able to get back into title contention if they beat Timbers Army. If they sweep Timbers Army, they'll be tied on points, and it'll be an insane race at that moment. But in all honesty, with how Timbers Army play, it is very tough to hold them back to a sweep. They are guaranteed to get 1 game, courtesy of their incredible attack. I mean, these guys are very, very aggressive. They will push for quick shots. They will use their individual skill level to propel themselves forward. And in particular, Loy Boy is the player to highlight. I mean, he has been the star again this season. Last season's MVP coming up and showcasing why he is the guy to talk about. 35 goals and 32 saves to go with his 13 assists. This guy is the guy. He's the main man. Meanwhile, let's not dismiss his teammates. Nelly being an absolute defensive stalwart alongside Rydog. Rydog coming up with clutch saves whenever he can. And he also does a great job of laying the foundation for both Nelly and Loy Boy. So don't be surprised if Nelly starts to get involved in the goals more often as well. And let's not forget about Piglet. Piglet, who hasn't appeared too much, but when he does, he gets himself involved in the goals. So don't be surprised if he's the cleanup guy yet again. Meanwhile, for El Matador, it's kind of a similar way the team's set up. Luis is the star man. He is the numero uno. He is the guy who does everything. He may not have the numbers that Loy Boy has, but he's still a damn good player. Coming up with the goals, making big saves, kicking off attacks on his own. I mean, he is one of the big reasons as to why El Matador is still able to keep up. But he also has Indestructible, aka Gnostics, in the Twitch chat to thank, because Gnostics has been an absolute revelation for El Matador this season, and they needed him to step up as well, since most of their title-winning players from last season moved on to EM Dalsburg. He has stepped up big time alongside Skyline, and because of their chemistry, those two have played together for a long while. They're able to finally translate that into this team in El Matador, and they have been able to take their gameplay to the next level. And last but not least, Kuv. Kuv has been that player who surprises you with what he can deliver. On paper, he's probably the worst player in this matchup, but if he makes an appearance, don't be surprised if he has a part to play, especially if he can get a game winner like he did against ECRC last week. So we are just about ready to go. Both teams are in, and we are about to kick off very soon. I know we didn't get to see any predictions for the channel points. Yeah, we don't have any predictions, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. But chat, if you're in here, let us know your predictions for this matchup. In all honesty, I think Timbers Army, you're going to see them off. Anytime it goes far, they do a great job of seeing it off. And here we go. We'll see how far this goes between Timbers Army and El Matador as Game 1 kicks off. For Timbers Army, you have Loy Boy, Nelly, and Piglet. No Rydog at this moment, but it's still a formidable trio. For El Matador, their strongest trio right here, Indestructible, Luis, and Skyline. And unfortunately for them, they have had the worst possible start. Indestructible trying to play towards Skyline, but Loy Boy getting the jump and beating him to the ball. Directs it into the open net. Luis nowhere to be seen, picking up the boost on the flank, and he's just not able to get to the ball on time. Great start for Timbers Army. 1-0 to the boys in green. Ooh, Loy Boy trying to go for a second. Low shot. Skyline saves it from Piglet. That brings it over to the other end. Nelly clears it up. 2 players coming up. Luis has to bail out. Uses all his boost to pick up the corner boost on his end. And EM have to restart. Serrano, welcome aboard, Serrano. It's been a while. I was surprised that you weren't here earlier, but there you go. He said, I'm trying to spread misinformation. And I guess he's saying that about Debit. Well, you know what? Let's worry about that later. Right now, Timbers Army leading El Matador 1-0. Looking pretty good. Piglet lofting it up to Loyboy. He's trying to go for a second with 0 boost. Indestructible, though, gets the demo on Nelly. And now Luis kickstarts this attack. Gets this air dribble going. Gets the reset! On the goal line! Piglet with a massive save. Keeps this 1-0. And El Matador, they have the chance right there. They got to get it going again. Indestructible big 50. Nosix is not able to do enough. Luis keeps it up, reverses to the ball. Nelly pops it up. Loyboy beats him. This is going into the opposite end. Surely this goes in. No, it doesn't. Nelly with 0 boost just cannot get enough. And now they need to defend this. And they do just enough. Loyboy sees this off. Oh my goodness, what a sequence right there between these two sides. I thought that was going to be an El Matador goal for sure, but Timbers Army, if there's one thing they're good at, it's that clutch defending. But right now, they need to recover. Luis beats 2, off of the ceiling, powers it out to the backboard, and his teammates are back there. They clear it out. And now Loyboy trying to go for a musty. Doesn't get a clean contact. Uh-oh. Ball pops up in a dangerous spot. Indestructible barely gets there with 0 boost. But now the team needs to regroup. Skyline's the only one back there. Nosix needs to get there with little boost. Whatever he was able to pick up was just enough. Good pass though by Piglet, but Loyboy bails out. Trying to get back there, but a bit too late. Luis beats 1. Cannot get to Piglet though. Piglet gets the clearance. Now Skyline follows it up. Off the corner. He lets it go. That bump though, not good. Piglet towards the net. Loyboy's trying to follow it up. He cannot get it in. Nelly on target. That should have been 2-0 to Timbers Army, just like before. But for now, they have Loyboy to thank as he is wasting time right here with that dribble. Oh no, what a pitch. This is going towards the opposite end. Nelly though sees it off. Shot by Indestructible. Nelly off of the goal line yet again. And it's still 1-0 to Timbers Army as we enter the final 90 seconds. How is this still 1-0, chat? This is absolutely insane. El Matador have had so many chances in these recent seconds and minutes. And yet, Timbers Army have held on. Might they be able to get a second? Might they be rewarded with all their defending? We shall see. Right now, El Matador looking a little bit disheveled, but Indestructible has the boost to bring this forward. Gets his air dribble going, tries to get a reset, gets met by 2 Timbers Army players, and now Loyboy the third comes in. 2, try and take over. Luiso just gets it away from him, gets the mid boost as well. Skyline trying to kick it off. Indestructible now takes over. Timbers Army now need to regroup. They need to see this off again. Big pitch into the middle. Not a good spot for Skyline, who needs to go back. He doesn't even have boost to get up there. Multi attempt again. Double near boost. It's Loyboy magic yet again. What a setup. What a finish. What a goal by Loyboy for Timbers Army. And there's the banger. It might not be the banger Debit was looking for. He expected a Skyline banger to come in. But Loyboy has delivered the magic. And could this be game 1 going to Timbers Army? So far, Loyboy is playing like he's a man possessed. Just doing everything possible to overcome this team. El Matador have tried their best to get even 1 goal in, but they have not been able to do much more, and they have overcommitted themselves. Surely game 1 now can be sealed. Piglet gets the third. Game 1 to Timbers Army. What a game 1. I mean, this was really close until Loyboy broke the dam with his insane solo goal. And Timbers Army take the initiative. 3-0 in game 1. Let's see how El Matador responds in the next game. So, just as a heads up, there may be a bit of an additional delay. We are going to be remaking the lobby. There were a few rubber banding issues for a few different players. So, just to make sure to get a more stable gameplay, we're going to be remaking the lobby. So just bear with us for a sec. Meanwhile, looking at the post-game stats, just reflecting on that game one, the real difference maker at the end of the day was Loyboy coming up with that big second goal and really turned the game on its head on his own. But I also recognize the insane defensive effort from Timbers Army. Nelly coming up with three huge saves. Those 2 saves that he made, particularly from that shot from Indestructible, when it was going towards the opposite post. I mean, that was incredible. He was inside his own goal, ready to go for that. Absolutely clutch from him. And it's those things that add up and contribute to your team's victory at the end of the day. All right, the lobby is now back up. We're just gonna wait for both sets of players to join and get ready to go. Serrano in chat saying Uma Musume game of the year. Hey, maybe best mobile game of the year, but that's about it. I'm not surprised they got nominated, and I would be surprised if that game doesn't win mobile game of the year. Not gonna lie. All right, enough chatter about horses and all. We are going to move on to Game 2 in Forbidden Temple. Both teams are in. We are just waiting for kickoff. And here we go. No substitutions from either side. It's the same trio. Can Timbers Army extend their lead and go into match point, or will El Matador be able to bounce back? The key for El Matador here will be to get that first goal. As we've seen in that game one, when Timbers Army get the first goal, they're able to be more comfortable with their game, and they're able to set themselves up defensively as well. If El Matador can get that first goal, they might be able to cause Piglet and Nelly to kind of start committing a bit more and get a bit more desperate with their gameplay potentially, although I would not say that about them either. They've done a great job of keeping themselves composed as well when the going has gotten tough. With that said, naturally, when you're chasing, you're going to commit higher, you're going to leave more gaps open, and that's where El Matador can punish you as well. So far, though, great defending for both teams. Loyboy, 0 boost, hanging at the backboard. A double challenge right there to make sure Luis cannot get a shot into the goal. Now Indestructible touches this down. Skyline going for it. Indestructible in an awkward position. Does eventually see this off, gets the boost. Loyboy trying to go for another solo effort, just doesn't get enough power, and it gets cleared out to the midfield. Ooh, a big 50 right there, though, from Luis. 0 boost. He cannot get the second touch. He's going for the bump, but Loyboy launches himself up. He doesn't even need much boost to get high. That's all he needed to get up and clear the ball away. Luis once again, nice touch, beats 2. Just has Loyboy to face. Trying to go for the flip reset, gets that towards the net. Loyboy near post save. No surprises right there. El Matador, though, they're keeping this up. Timbers Army kind of pinned back right now. Nice slow play there by Indestructible. Loose ball. Loyboy first to the ball yet again and gets it cleared out. Skyline recycles possession. Tries to go for a center. Doesn't really get much out of that. And now he needs to go back because Loyboy is advancing the ball. Loose, though, and Luis finally gets it out. I think the big difference in this match has been Loyboy so far. Every time he advances that ball forward, El Matador just get pushed back. They cannot engage with him quickly in the midfield, and Loyboy has basically caused this El Matador team to get themselves far back. So when they need to attack, they cannot really open up this Timbers Army side, because by the time they come forward, Timbers Army are back. And that's what Loyboy is all about. When he gets going, he and his team are unstoppable. What a pass to Nelly. Pre-jump though, and he's not able to get there. Great 50 by Piglet. Brings it forward. Indestructible to Luis, and both Loyboy and Nelly are back there, and I guess that kind of highlights it. When Loyboy and Nelly get their job done, after bringing the ball forward, Piglet can come up and challenge, and they're back by the time El Matador are trying to get a quick attack going. So really, El Matador's best hope is for an individual play. As for Timber's Army, they're looking comfortable. If they just keep it going like this, they'll eventually get a goal. Luis doing all he can to bring it out to the flanks. That touch is just enough to get him off his mojo, and now he has 0 boost. He needs to get back. Pass 1-2 between Loyboy and Piglet. Cross wires between Skyline and Luis. Indestructible gets demoed. Loyboy shot towards the net off of the crossbar, and Luis finally gets to see it out. Ooh, nice attempt right there by Luis to cut and get that quick fire shot. Just not able to get it with low boost. And Loyboy gets enough time yet again to build up an attack. Luis fakes him out. Skyline, 0. Passes to Luis towards the middle. Indestructible trying to go for the final touch. Cannot really get that. And a good clearance yet again from the boys in blue. Now it's interesting. Yesterday we had all of the Emerald City teams play. Today we have all the Portland Timbers teams play. So Axe and Rose got their match done 2 hours ago. They got swept by Steel Army. Timbers Army leading after a 3-0 Game 1 win. But right now, this Game 2, whilst they've had control, has been tight. 0-0. But Timbers Army had the better chances. And what a save from Indestructible off of Nelly's shot. And now Luis beats Nelly. Loyboy, though, coming back. He has full boost. He has control. He gets the air dribble going. Beats Skyline with it. And now Nelly shot towards the net. Off of the post. Follow up by Loyboy. What a save by Luis. And he gets it across, gets the boost. Might he be able to get a counterattack going all on his own. Solo effort. Does not get the redirect. Skyline high up. Luis has to bail out. He has no boost to follow this up. And it's still 0-0. And chat, might we be going to overtime? Or might one of these teams get a game winner? Still up. Finally goes down. Game 2. OT, 0s across the board. Here we go. Who is going to win this critical Game 2? It's incredible to see how well El Matador defended this. Loyboy has been on a roll, and when you're facing a team that is on a roll like this, sometimes you just have to bunker down and play it safe, and they've done a good job of that so far. What a sender towards Nelly. Indestructible though, meets him first. Doesn't have much boost to follow this up. Gets the demo at the back. Open net. Luis towards the near post. Nelly barely makes it. Soft touch by Loyboy. Gets up the challenge. Nelly up there too. Piglet holds on. Piglet clears. Timbers Army are out of their area. Yeah, Luis with low boost. I think that's one of their struggles in this game too. They're just not able to get the boost back and keep that pressure going, because Timbers Army does a good job of picking up all these boosts. And they also have to respect Loyboy, because whenever he gets on the ball, they don't have the time to pick up the boost. They need to get back into their defensive positions. Flip reset attempt by Luis. Really not going anywhere. Just goes towards the Timbers Army players. Now Loyboy kicks off yet again. Going off the corner. Off the backboard. Boost. Shot. Piglet gets the game winner. Just like that. And Timbers Army win Game 2 with 1 goal. And that's all they needed to take a 2-0 lead into Game 3. I mean, El Matador tried. They tried so hard to hold on tight. Luis getting 6 shots on his own as well. They've had a couple of decent chances, but this Timbers Army team held on tight. Loyboy didn't need to get a goal. All he had to do was provide that assist. That demo from Nelly meant that Skyline was all on his own, and he had to deal with a powerful shot from Piglet, and that's it. That's all it took for Timbers Army, was for all 3 of them to push up once El Matador ran out of boost, and now here we are in Game 3. And Timbers Army are now going to be with a chance to sweep this El Matador team. This El Matador team that's been on a roll with a couple of big victories over KC Cauldron and Emerald City RC. They're now facing an imposing blue wall here, established by Timber's army. It would be a miracle if they could even get a game win here, given how both teams have played. But you know what? We've seen El Matador come back from situations like this in the past. For them, though, they really need everyone to step up. And they also need a bit of luck to go their way as we kick off Game 3 in DFH Stadium. Here we go. Shogun announces the kickoff. Match point for Timber's army. Can they finally get their big win over here and seal themselves at the top of the table going into the second week of our cup matches? Or will El Matador keep this matchup going with a Game 3 victory themselves? And there you go. I didn't even need to commentate that. Timber's army did all the work for me. Beautiful aerial there by Piglet, getting there first. Beats the El Matador challenger, and all Nelly had to do was just tap it into the back of the net. I said it earlier in Game 2. Whichever team gets the first goal gets the momentum. El Matador needed to get the first goal here, but now Timber's army take the lead, and they're going to be taking control very soon, as you can see right here. This 1-0 lead very early on. You know, some might say, okay, you have a lot of time, you can come back. Absolutely. But this Timber's army team has been an absolute blow wall. And on the attack, they've been providing moments of magic. Loy Boy going across, trying to go for a second, bails out. Piglet, low double into the back of the net. They don't need Rhydog to be at their best. Piglet has stepped up big time, and now Timber's army lead 2-0 in Game 3. I mean, Devin says in the chat as well. You know, the defense is packing it. Because of that, they need more dangerous chances than Luis's solo shots. And you know what? They also probably need to solidify themselves defensively, because what did I just see right there? So Nelly got a pass from Loy Boy. He took a shot to the far post. Loy Boy then saves that shot, but Nelly's there to put it into the back of the net. So at the end of the day, it's the same end result. We just got a bit more flair along the way. For El Matador, though, oh my god. I mean, those first two games were so close for so much time. In Game 1, Loy Boy, you know, basically got the floodgates open. In Game 2, it took an OT win. And in Game 3, guess what? Loy Boy got the floodgates open. Caesar, the chat comes in and says, pack it up, they doing tricks on it. Yeah, it kind of feels like that, doesn't it? Still a lot of time, but this Timber's RB team now looks super duper comfortable. I think they're ready to sweep this El Matador team. Oh my goodness, Loy Boy trying to go for a musty off the floor. Just couldn't get it on target, gets off the post. Now they're trying to clip farm on this El Matador team. I mean, for the past 3 weeks, this El Matador team has been getting some big upsets, absolute cinema moments, and now they're getting toyed with. It's just incredible to see. Posey saying, they're missing the Couve anchor? Oh yeah, maybe, but I don't know, bro. This Couve anchor is probably gonna get, you know, pulled aside as well. This Timber's army team is an absolute force right now. Being inspired by Loy Boy to play at this level. And now they're just chilling. No pressure, no worries. They're not even try-harding. They're just vibing right there. El Matador, though, oh my goodness. They are second best in it every single moment. To think a team with Luis and Indestructible would get this like comprehensively dominated on. It's just insane. Might we see a goal back though for El Matador? A goal is all it takes for them to spring a comeback. Good back pass to Indestructible, but he decides to play it slow and restart the attack off the corner. Two challengers, why not? Loy Boy and Nelly both going up. Nice second touch right there. Piglet trying to follow up, gets beaten, and Skyline unfortunately gets bumped by Indestructible, his teammate. And here we go again. Solo effort. Loy Boy bails out. Tries to go for a pogo. Misses. Nelly lets it go. Piglet tries to go for a shot. Nelly tries to clean it up. And now Loy Boy centers it to no avail. And El Matador get away with conceding a fourth. Everyone came up. Indestructible spawn a bit too late. Nelly gets it into an open net. Chat with 1 minute 22 seconds to go. Timbers Army are up 4-0. And dare I say it, that is game, set, and match. We were talking about El Matador and, you know, how they could potentially have tied at the top of the table if they're able to sweep Timbers Army. That was just a slight possibility. Like, a, you know, not impossible, but improbable for sure. Meanwhile, here we are seeing Timbers Army sweep El Matador. They're going to be extending their lead at the top by 5 points before Frontera Crow play against Casey Cauldron on Friday. As for El Matador, this is a big reality check for them. And you know what? At least they get a consolation. Even if there is a bit of an assistance for them. Luis brings it to the middle. Nelly puts it into the back of the net. Piglet caught off guard. I'm sure that's not an intentional own goal. That was just Nelly rushing back to get to the ball and Piglet just in no man's land. With 45 seconds to go, I doubt El Matador will be able to come back from here. But, you know, stranger things have happened. And yeah, I think that says it all, doesn't it? So, as I was saying earlier, El Matador, they get a reality check. You know, gravity snaps right back on, and now they realize it'll take a lot more to basically fight for the championship, especially with how good Timbers Army have been this season in the league. Maybe the cup might be a better route to success for them. I mean, they were in the final for the cup last season and got swept by Timbers Army. They did win the league, though, back then. This time they might need to focus on the cup. As for Timbers Army, though, they're looking incredible right here, showing why they are the league favorites this season. Even without Rydog, who, by the way, is in chat talking about how his team is so good and how much he loves them. You absolutely should. This team has stepped up. They have gotten a well-deserved sweep over El Matador. It's not a bad night if you're a Portland Timbers fan trying to support your boys in both the championship and the Premier. Axton Rose got swept by Steel Army, but Timbers Army have responded in kind and have swept El Matador 3-0 in the Premier. Incredible matchup right here by Timbers Army. Well done. They saw it off after that incredibly tight game 2. I felt like El Matador's best opportunity was then to at least put some pressure. But once that game 3 started, you just knew it was going to be game over for El Matador. Timbers Army coming off hot, getting that early first goal, getting that insane second. Piglet adding it on, and that's it. Game over. Skyline, I don't even know how you have the willingness to donate 100 bits to SGL. I thought you might not be so willing, but appreciate your generosity, bro. Thanks so much. Skyline in chat saying, hoping these bits will get us on central servers. I mean, next time when you match up against them, sure, we'll see. It'll be a long way away, though. Yeah, just looking at the scoreboard, and I noticed Skyline was just... Skyline is Total Toadster, by the way. So if I keep saying Skyline, I'm referring to Total Toadster. I mean, he was just played off the park, just barely able to get involved. 23 touches compared to his teammates having 32 and 39 respectively. You know, even though Luis got a goal, he even struggled to like impose himself here. That Timbers Army team really popped off. Incredible team effort from all these boys right there. 2 assists each from Piglet and Loyboy. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? 4 goals, 4 assists. Not a single solo goal. One of the Loyboy assists was a little janky, but you know what? It's still an assist. It worked out at the end of the day. Caesar asking the right questions in chat. Asking, where is Kiwi? Yeah, good question. Where is he? I thought he'd be around, but you know what? Still waiting for him to make his first appearance. We saw it yesterday when Overtime Saint made his first appearance in Season 10, and he did it with a bang too against Emerald City RC. We're just waiting for Kiwi to get back in and get involved. But for now, we will be going into our first interview. No surprise as to which team's going to be going first. It will be Timber's Army, and we will be having one of their players coming in very soon. And there he is. Nelly, welcome on in for this interview. What a match. That was probably your best performance as a team this season, and you did it without Rydog as well. How are y'all feeling after that sweep?
We are feeling really good. Piglet came out and showed out for the team, and it was just an absolute blast. So, you know, couldn't be happier to get the win, and couldn't be happier to get Piglet on the field again, doing what he does best. So it was a good win.
Absolutely. And, you know, speaking of Piglet, I mean, he came up and delivered big. This was like his first full match since the week 1 matchup against Frontera Chrome. You guys lost that in 5, but you guys came up here and swept this El Matador team that was on a roll. And let's focus on Piglet real quick right here. How did he elevate his game to a point where he could basically be playing such a big part in getting all those goals and, you know, dominating against the CM side? Like, what did he do to get to this point?
What's funny is before the series started, Piglet was talking to us in our Discord saying how he feels like he's been really bad at the game recently, and obviously we were telling him no way, that's not the case. But there was a minor tweak to the strategy headed in. Me and Piglet play very similar. We play very similarly to the point that we are always in each other's space. So I just kind of said, like, hey, Piglet, you go do your thing. I'm going to hang back a little bit more, kind of play the Rydog role, for lack of a better term, and let him do his thing. And he shined in that spot. So it was really good to see.
In all honesty, you know, you say you played a bit more of a Rydog role, but you all stepped up and you all rotated really well to the point you didn't have a dedicated third man. Is this something that naturally develops, or have you guys been practicing this?
No, that's probably me not playing the Rydog role effectively. Because that's what I said I was going to do, and if I don't know, maybe I didn't do it to Rydog standard, but yeah, I guess
you
that's
did
on
great,
me,
sweetie. You did
okay,
great, sweetie.
Stop, bro, stop.
Yes, Rydog also joined a while back.
Rydog's here as well, but
Yes,
he couldn't stay out of the limelight.
Dude, I had to. No, I was Maz. You're insane at commentary, bro. I was listening to it on my drive back, and every time like something would happen, your tone would go up, and I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? And then you know whatever happened. So good job, and obviously happy about the sweep. But yeah, this is about Nelly. This ain't about me.
No, this is about Piglet. It's not about me.
That's true. It is about Piglet. Piglet goat.
Also, I just want to say, me and Loyboy we're trying so hard to get Piglet to do the interview, and he wasn't about it. So that's me calling him out. Piglet, you have to do the next interview, regardless of if you play or not.
I second that as captain. So, sorry.
well, we'll see if
It is
he even shows up. I mean, if he does, you know, we'll give him some room in the booth.
Oh,
but
he's always here. Don't you worry.
fair. Cool. All right, so we talked about Piglet. We talked about you. Let's talk about Loyboy, because he had that insane, musty double tap off the backboard that exploded game 3 and basically meant that you guys were able to convincingly see off El Matador. I mean, my reaction was, I was blown away by it. How'd you guys feel when you saw that?
I mean, me and Piglet were, as you could probably assume, we're going nuts in the Discord. At was it game 3? I don't remember it being game 3. I thought it was a different game, but
It was game one, wasn't it?
I was pretty sure it was. Yeah,
Oh,
I thought it was game 1 too.
one.
Regardless,
Yeah. The second goal. Yeah, that was what he did. Sorry.
it did feel kind of like a momentum shift. Like when you concede a goal like that, speaking from personal experience in private matches against the boy, it is a bit of an ego killer or a confidence killer. You're like, damn, that's what I got to go up against. That sucks. At least for me, at someone of a little bit lower skill level, that's kind of the way it makes me feel. So maybe that there was some of that in their comms as well, but it almost kind of felt like from that point on we were kind of just having a good time and playing some good Rocket League.
Oh, absolutely.
I will
And
say
think-
though, he got carried in game 3, and I won't have any other. I won't have it any other way.
So it's a
Carried
good thing
by
you brought
Piglet.
up that game too, because there was that one particular goal where it looked like he stole your goal, but then still worked out at the end of the day. Come on, that was not intended, was it?
Oh, that was 100% intentional. Yes, he just wanted to get the assist.
He was
No, I'm joking.
already getting the
He
assist.
was- I'm
though.
joking. No, he was trying to steal it. There's kind of been, I'll let you in a little bit behind the scenes. There's been an attempt this season from us to reverse the roles of last season to get Loy Boy Golden Boot, and I'm gunning for whatever the assist award is. So that was, I guess, what was probably going through his mind, and he just missed. There's no other way to say it. But I can't just let it go. I got to put it in the back of the net. So.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, you got him that assist, so he's now in contention for that golden playmaker.
True that.
You got yet another goal, so there you go.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the day, though, that game 3 was so insane. Like, you guys were basically clip farming and stat padding at that point. But you know what? I think that's how comfortable you guys looked out there. You guys had an insanely dominant performance. How do you guys see this? How do you guys see this in the grand scheme of things? I mean, El Matador was on the up. They were looking better. If you guys just convincingly saw them off, what does this mean in terms of your momentum in the league this season?
Yeah, I mean, in the regular league, cup aside, we haven't lost since week 1, where we lost in the best of 5 against what was the number 1 team up until I think last week, right? So yeah, we feel like we're kind of on a hot streak right now. Obviously, we believe we're one of the best teams in the league, and we have what it takes to take the ship. That's what we're focused on this year. We got the cup last year. We're going for the ship this year, so hopefully we can just keep riding the wave and keep getting some more wins week after week. So fingers crossed there. We'll continue to grind in the background, but yeah, feels good. Feels good to beat the champs.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, this is a big win for you guys as well, because next week we're going back into the cup to the second week. You guys are in the lower bracket facing off against Emerald City RC in a do-or-die matchup. So I know you guys said you're going to take it easy in the cup, but it's Emerald City RC. Are you guys actually going to take it easy against them?
I don't think we've discussed it yet. You're absolutely correct in the fact that it's ECRC, and, you know, there's always a rivalry there. So I don't think we're going to shift too much from our original cup game plans, but we'll probably lean forward just a little bit more just due to the fact that it is ECRC, and you're right, it is win or go home, so we want to play more Rocket League at the end of the day. So we're definitely going to go in expecting to win. We've already beaten ECRC once this season. We can definitely do it again, so hopefully we'll come out on the right end of that matchup and keep our cup run going as well. But definitely looking forward to getting all 4 of us involved, and especially in some extra game modes. It'll be a good time.
Absolutely, for sure. Okay, one final question before I give you the floor. Given how good you guys have been doing overall, you guys are going for the league. Looking into the matchups coming up ahead after the cup week, what do you guys think? What matchup do you guys look forward to now? Like, you're going to be facing EM Dallas-Sport in week 7, Lasico Dose in week 8. In week 9, you guys are facing off against Sounders RC. Like, I'm just giving you like a few matches to look forward to in the first 3 weeks. But after here, what's the next team you're looking forward to playing against?
Probably looking forward to beating Dallas Burn, just to put Caesar in his place. I see him talking about me in the chat. But other than that, it's always fun to play the Seattle teams. Definitely have the Chrome matchup circled because we feel like we're better than that team and we should have beat them the first time around. So I think the second time here we'll be on a West server. I guess it doesn't matter. We're on a West server anyway. Can't blame the server, I guess. But we're looking forward to playing. We're looking forward to playing Chrome again, just so we can get the story straight. The matches against ECRC and KC Cauldron are what are probably going to determine the output for Timbers Army this season, where we end up. So those are the big games. We're looking forward to those, and we're just looking forward to playing every week. So
There you go. Now, before I do give you the floor, Nelly, I mean, right on. You said you were watching this as you were coming back home, right? What do you think of that team performance at the end of the day?
I was mostly listening to it, just because I was driving, and obviously don't want to do that and drive at the same time. No, but I'm stoked. I was thinking about the league table before this and thinking like, what is obviously going to be the best like result for us, and obviously sweep would do that. There's a lot of chaos. I have it actually pulled up on my other monitor here. There's a lot of chaos in the middle of the bracket, where you have a Chrome versus KC Cauldron later this week, I presume, basically for second place. But then if Cauldron wins that, then there's like a number of teams tied at 4-2. But then you have an ECRC, which might, is like 3-2 at the moment, or I guess they played yesterday. So like there's a lot of like junk's the wrong word, but a lot of just craziness happening in the middle. And so that's why I really wanted to win tonight. Just because we're not now included in that. We're kind of that for another week. But overall, I'm super proud. I heard Piglet's name a lot, and I was super stoked in the car, just cheering for him and cheering for the guys. And so I'm stoked. We're just gonna take it week by week. Yeah, Cups next week, so it'll be just super fun to get the extra game modes in there. And yeah, we gotta. I know we obviously didn't play super great in the first round of the Cup, so obviously we're gonna want to step that up a little bit. But I have faith in the team, and obviously if Kyle can play like that and the whole team can play like that every single week, then we'll be league champs in no time.
Big time. There you go. And yeah, you guys have the momentum on your side. Let's see if you guys can keep it going. For now, I'm going to leave the floor to you both. Go ahead, give your shout out, say what you want to say. And yeah, there you go.
big shout out to all of the Timbers Army crew, just to get things started here. Shout out Lowboy, shout out Piglet, shout out Rydog for driving home safe and missing the series. I don't know if Mama Rydog was in the chat tonight, but shout out to Mama Rydog. That's the team manager right there. She just doesn't know it. And then big shout out to all the Timbers Army fans in chat, the Axe and Rose. Thanks, Maz, for calming and streaming, and thanks to Debit behind the scenes today. A little role reversal there. Kind of fun, but we go next. It'll be good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I'm obviously super appreciative of the team. Our schedules have been really weird, just with people working different schedules, and so trying to schedule games has been a little bit tougher this season, I think, than prior seasons. But I appreciate the flexibility for the team. Obviously tonight I couldn't be on the field, and but obviously super stoked for the result. And of course, yeah, shout out Mama Rydog, of course. Shout out my team. Shout out UMass always for streaming and calming. And shout out EM. They're insane. This was like just a small roadblock for them. I have no doubt that they're going to bounce back next week because they've been on a roll as of late. So yeah, GG's, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. GG's. Big win for you guys. Good luck on your cup matchup next week against ECRC. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you have it. That was an incredible interview. Just hearing the confidence in their voices makes me realize these guys are not going to have anything put them down. They had a few tough moments in the past couple of seasons where when they face a bit of adversity, their heads would just kind of drop. This season, none of that. These guys are on an absolute roll. They've had 2 Game 5s, saw them both off with incredible statements. And here, they make an incredible statement again with a big sweep against Matador. Now, we're not done with our interviews. We have a second interview coming up. So, for El Matador, welcome on in. Gnostics, aka Indestructible Gnostics. You were here commentating both matches yesterday, and now here I am interviewing you. Tough loss, by the way. How are you guys feeling at this moment?
Yeah, you know, as Skyline put it best, we didn't win in score. We won. Actually, I forget what he said, but we had a good time. So, but I don't know what happened game 3. Game 3 was kind of a disaster. We had him. Okay, we lost the first game, and then the second game went into overtime, and we were playing pretty well. And then Loy Boy had a nice little double tap pass off the corner. And I don't know. I just think I don't know what happened in game 3, but I think we showed that we can still compete with our, from our performance in game 2.
Oh yeah, and let's focus on that game 2 for a bit, because, as close as it was, and as much as they pinned you back, you guys still had a few decent chances. So, when you guys were taking your shots and they were not going in, was there just something in your head where you were thinking, maybe this just isn't our day?
I think it's just Thursday, 10 p.m. It's been raining for the past 24 hours. Everybody's kind of down. I've gone to 2 pre-Thanksgiving meals today, and I've taken a nap. So I think it's just the day.
Yeah.
But we definitely had opportunities. I remember one play, I demoed their last man, and I think Luis had a shot, but he just wasn't able to get it in. And then I had a shot on net. I went up for an aerial, and I was a little slow on it because I was trying to get my angle right. So I took my time with the angle, and because I took that little bit of time, it allowed the defense to get a 50. But if I had gone a little bit faster, I could have scored.
And it's an interesting point you bring up. Like, those moments where you guys were pushing up, trying to get a good look at their net, trying to get a good shot in, but every single time they're able to regroup themselves and see you guys off. So do you guys think that was different, that you guys were just a bit too slow, or is there something else that you can highlight as the difference maker here tonight?
Well, they were definitely a fast team. They were very aggressive. They would turn on balls a lot. Just me individually, I think I played kind of passive, and you can play passive against hyper-aggressive opponents. But if you do that, then your rotation has to be perfect. And there were times where our rotation wasn't perfect. And, that's just unfortunate. But there's no doubt that they're one of the fastest teams that we've played so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good thing you point out those rotations, because there were a few moments where your wires kind of got crossed, you kind of got in each other's way, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, here we go, they're going to concede. This is especially apparent in game 2, where somehow you guys were still able to recover and see them off. I mean, to be fair, they also weren't clinical enough for their finishing there too, but you guys were in it then. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So, moving on. You guys, have gone to reality check against this Timbers Army team. You guys were winning, beating KC Cauldron and ECRC, both in the cup and the league. This is a sweep, though. You guys got, a convincing loss against you. How does it change your approach to future matches? Or does it change your approach at all?
No, I don't think it's going to change our approach at all. In fact, there's such a funny dynamic. We beat EM Dallas Burn, and EM Dallas Burn beat Timbers Army in the cup. So Timbers Army is in losers bracket for the cup. And there's also, this league in general, there are so many times where we've lost to teams, and then the team that we lost to a team that we beat. And I think I think we're 4-2 now. I think our record's 4-2, and both teams we lost to were on West servers. Luis at one point had 100 ping, and he might have carried that through all 3 games. But it's just something to look at. Maybe West servers are our kryptonite. So just because we've beaten teams that, or we've lost to teams that have, or we've beaten teams that have beaten teams that we lost to. I think we're just gonna play as we would any other game for the next ones.
Well, I know you say that, but this is your 3rd loss. Yeah, 2 of your losses are against teams that played in the West, so you didn't have that home advantage, but your other loss was to Lasico Dose. So, I mean...
Oh my god, I must have blocked that out of my memory.
I'll let that sink in for a sec.
Please don't. Any other questions?
Yeah, okay. Moving on. At least you got the cup next week, right? And you're gonna face off against EM Dallas Bird. Are you guys looking forward to that matchup after what happened tonight? Is that gonna be like a way to just, I guess, get some stress out and enjoy the game?
It'll be redemption. It'll be a weight off our shoulders once we win. Not worry about it at all.
There you go. Hey, hopefully you guys can bounce back and give us an absolutely insane matchup against EM Dallas Bird. I think that's going to be one to look forward to. For now, though, before I give you the floor, Skyline in chat says that Lasico Dose game could have gone either way in that game 5. It could have, to be fair.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Don't know if you have anything else you want to add to that.
I don't. I'll save my words for whenever we win the cup.
All right, fair. So, I will leave the floor to you now. Gnostics, take it away. Say whatever you want to say.
Shout out Skyline. Shout out Luis. Shout out Skyline the philanthropist. That's so funny. Shout out to SGL and shout out to you for always doing such a good job. And shout out to Skyline with the 100 bits.
Oh my god, he did it again, didn't he? Oh man.
What was that, 800 for the week now?
900. Oh lord.
Wow. Insane. Yeah. I mean, we're just a content team, you know. We carry in other ways other than wins. So
I mean, I guess so, yeah. No matter what, we're going to be entertained one way or another, right? So, there you go. I know it's a tough loss, but next week, got the cup. Enjoy that. Have fun. And good luck against EM Dallas Bird. And we'll catch you then. Take care, Gnostics. Have a good night.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Sweeps are tough. You know, it's not always enjoyable having to be interviewed after getting swept like that, but Gnostics, you're a great sport. I appreciate you stepping up and getting yourself interviewed. No, I was not expecting it at the start, but glad you turned up, bro. Oh my god, Skyline. 900 bits this week. Good lord. Alright, Luis, debit. We seriously need to start planning. We do. Let's get that in motion. We have no excuse now. Not anymore. No way. Meanwhile, before I end the stream, I'm just seeing some messages in chat that are just kind of wild. Posey saying, imagine thinking you're winning the cup, but Pico David is in your way. And then Luis responds with, we lost tonight because the Couve couldn't play. Ah, yeah, Luis, you're right. Yeah, they need to announce Worlds. Yeah, you're right. Before that, we can't really push and do anything. Yeah, that's fair. So bear with me. I have been sick recently. I've not been able to talk as consistently, so if I'm pausing, that's why. That $9 gonna pay Blind's beer. Oh my god, you're so right. And then Luis. Maz, you see TFC plays in Dallas week 1? Bro, we gotta talk. I saw that. My first thought was, bro, I'm setting up a trip. Let's go. I'm gonna be there. I just got to make sure my finances straight if I could get the World Cup tickets. But if everything looks good, I'll be seeing you all in Toyota Stadium. All right, let's wrap up this stream. I don't want to take us too long. It's almost close to midnight anyway. So here you go. Timbers Army with that sweep makes the third sweep this week. 2 in the championship and the third in the Premier. The other 2 matches, a 3-1 between Defiance and Eternal. That could have gone to 5. But what did go to 5 was ECRC versus EM Dalsburg. If you guys get the chance to catch that on YouTube, definitely do so. Incredible matchup right there. We have 2 more matches remaining, both in the Premier. Casey Colton versus Frontera Chrome kicking off tomorrow. Right now, you may not see that little glitch icon next to that. We don't know if there's going to be anyone else available to stream it. I'm not going to be around, so I can't stream it to SGL. Sounders versus Los Cinco Doce yet to be scheduled. Looking likely for Sunday, but even that's not looking so good. So hopefully we can get that scheduled. And it's a quick reminder, here's how the league table looks. Now, I don't need to worry about shifting the order or telling you guys about EM versus Los Cinco Doce, because after that loss, they're now definitely below Los Cinco Doce with that extra loss. So, there you go. Don't need to worry about that anymore. Los Cinco Doce have yet to play. If they can get a result against Sounders, they might be in for a title fight right here. So let's see if they can get a win over Sounders RC. Meanwhile, for Sounders RC, they're still looking for their first win. But you know what? Against Los Cinco Doce, there's never been a better opportunity for them. We said that about them versus EM Dalsburg, and EM Dalsburg came back and reverse swept. So who knows? We'll see. I mean, Sounders RC have really struggled with finishing off their matches. Gone reverse swept twice. Hopefully this isn't going to be the week where they get reverse swept again. We shall see. Timbers Army, though, what a big win against EM, sealing themselves at the top of the table. Even if Frontera Chrome get their win, they're going to be 1 point behind, heading into the second week of the Cup. And we will be previewing the brackets later on. Actually, you know what? Because I don't know when Los Cinco Doce versus, Sounders versus Los Cinco Doce is going to happen. Let's just take a quick look at the Cup brackets, just in case. So, next week, here are our matchups. Frontera Chrome versus Casey Cauldron in the upper semifinal, followed by the Dallas Derby between EM Dalsburg and El Matador. And then, in the lower bracket, winner go home matches, Sounders versus Los Cinco Doce, a straight up rematch after their league matchup for this week. And then Timbers Army versus Emerald City RC, the Cascadia Derby, winner go home. Last season, they produced an absolute cinema of a matchup, going all the way to 7 games. Who knows? Maybe they can do it again. In the championship, we have our upper semifinal matchups laid out this way. Steel Army are going to be playing for the first time in the Cup against the Rebellion. I'm sure they're looking forward to that. Top 2 against each other. Top 2 from the league, against each other. Then EC Eternal versus Frontera Azul. And then in the lower bracket, we have one matchup, EC Defiance versus Accent Rose. Another Cascadia Derby matchup, win or go home. And that can go to 7 games too. I can definitely see Accent Rose stepping up and causing EC Defiance some trouble. But we shall see how that unfolds next week. So, Caesar in chat asks, so we have 2 weeks for this? If I'm not mistaken, yes, because that next week is Thanksgiving week, right? So because it is Thanksgiving week, we want to make sure everyone gets some time to celebrate Thanksgiving and not be under pressure to try and finish up their matches in 1 week. So for those of you who are in chat, yes, you get 2 weeks to finish up your Cup matchups, so you have nothing to worry about right there. Oh, debit for the championship. Yeah, green loses bracket. Yes, for now. But one of you or the Rebellion are going to be going down there. You're going to be ruining that green theme going on at the bottom in the championship. Meanwhile, same thing in the Premier. All green, right? Once again, One of those two losers from the upper semis are going to go in to that lower bracket after the next cup round ends. Rebellion can make it Christmas themed. Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right. I am done. I need to go rest. Thank you all for being here for the long ride. If you guys were here since Axe and Rose versus Steel Army, you know what? Absolutely incredible. Glad y'all were around from there. But I'm going to go to bed. Y'all go to bed as well. If you all want to stay up, we will be raiding Luis. So, stick around if you want to watch Luis. He just went live. He's doing 6-mans with his NCS team in the NCS community. For now, though, this is the Only Mazar signing off. We will see you guys next time, whenever that may be. Hopefully for Sounders RC versus Lesico Dose. Have a good night. We'll catch you all next time. Peace.